Now let's look at the example where we're finding the missing term x, or just the missing term. In this case, these are equivalent. 2 to 7 is equivalent to x to 28. So I'm going to write 2 to 7 here. I'm going to write a box here because my x is pretty much an unknown number. So I'm just going to write this box for me to fill in for the unknown here. And now I'm going to place it right on top of each other. Now, because they're equivalent, I ask myself, how can I get from 7 to 28? Well, I multiplied by 4, right? Okay, but what I do to one side, I have to do to the other side. So what's 2 times 4 going to equal to? 8, right? So that means my unknown side, or my unknown, which is x, is going to be equal to 8. Okay, let's move on to example B. I have x to 24 and 5 to 3. Since these are equivalent, I'm simply going to put them right on top of each other. So I have an unknown to 24, which is my x is my unknown, and then I have 5 to 3. Now I ask myself this, how do I get from 24 to 3? Or you know what, let's do this instead. How do I get from 3 to 24 here? Well, I multiplied by 8, right? Okay, great. So now what I do to one side, I have to do to the other side. So what's 5 times 8? 40. So that must mean that x is going to be equal to 40. Okay, now let's look at my last example. Here I have a 3-term ratio with some unknowns. So since they're equivalent, let's put them right on top of each other. Now that I've done that, I simply see what I can work with here. It looks like I have an unknown that turns to 70, and 11 that turns to an unknown, but the only one I can work with is a 3 that turns to 30. So let's ask ourselves this question. How can I get from 3 to 30? Well, I times 10, right? So that means I can also do the same thing for 11 here and do 11 times 10. In this case, 11 times 10 is going to be 110. Great, so I found one of them. This is now 110. Now I just have to find this one here. So if I multiplied by 10 from 3 to get to, like 3 times 10 to get to 30, and 11 times 10 to get to 111, for 70, couldn't I do the reverse? Couldn't I divide it by 10? And that's the thing, I could divide it by 10. Because to get to 70, I have to multiply by 10. So I can simply take 70 and divide it by 10 to get back to the original. In this case, 70 divided by 10 is 7. So my answer here is going to be 7. And now I've solved for all of my missing terms.